What is up? It's the Origami Man 247, and today I'm teaching you how to make the metal slash ribbon. I would say the ribbon. Basically, this is the ribbon part is actually really easy, but the actual circle part, or should I say octagonal part, is the hardest part. Now this one is colored. I'm going to do the rest with white paper. This actually, you can make it with one piece of paper if you want to, but I would recommend two. First of all, we're going to make let's just make the easiest part first. Let's make the side ribbons. First of all, we need to make a square. It's optional. It depends on how you like the dimensions of your I don't really know what to call them. Making origami for my YouTube. That's what I'm doing. So make a square. I'm sure you know how to make a square. If you don't, this is how you make a square. Bend it back diagonally, and you bend it back, and then you just tear or cut. Actually, to make this look nice, I'm going to take out the old, I'm actually going to take out a actual cutting board, I would say, I guess. Let's line this up here. This part actually doesn't have to be exact. It's just nice to have it there, you know. There we go. That's a pretty darn good square, I should say. I'm going to make the other one ahead, so basically you do need two squares. I'm going to fold this one over here. So if any of you have ever wondered how I set up my camera, I do not own a tripod for an iPhone because that's what I use. I basically use a big stack of I used to use books and boxes. Now I just use boxes, shoe boxes. And then holding up the camera right now is actually a bunch of magazines, about 20 I would say. So there. Now we have two squares. Okay, let's put this aside. Let's make sure this light doesn't stay on so it doesn't waste the battery. Okay. So for the for the diagonal part of your ribbon, fold in half like that. So you have a center crease. Then fold both right along that middle crease, not fully, but you want it to be right on it. You don't want it to overlay because we are going to be folding this in half like this. And if you do overlay the inside, it would just mess up your fold. So we're doing a valley fold here. Boom. And then fold this at about this much of an angle. Like that. Make sure these are equally monitored. And basically you'll get this. And you'll put this on the back. Like that. But what I was saying is if you want to use the same piece of paper, you basically get the square, the thing you cut off of your square that was once the triangle. You basically take that and you fold it the same way, and it should come out almost the same, only this is a lot thicker and it looks a lot better too. It's a little bit thinner. So, but if you only had one piece and you were late for a party and you wanted to make it for a card or something, that's definitely good. So we have that down. We'll have to tape this later on, and we'll have to tape the actual thing down just so it doesn't pop up. I put a piece of tape right here, and then you put tape under and to the back. So let's make this part. It starts out the same way, but we're doing what I like to call a cross fold, which we're folding horizontally both sides to make an X. That's what I call an X fold, which is making an X in the paper. Now we need this X because we're gonna fold. But we would usually have this. We're going to fold in half like that. So I'm just gonna get right to it. Fold to the middle again, almost to the middle, right on the line. But you don't want it to have so far that it doesn't fold in half very well. You just want it to not overlay anything. So what we made this other crease for. We use this for a marker right here, but we're using this so we can fold up or down. It depends on your angle. I'm going to fold this up, fold it up like that, so we already have that crease very well. Now, we're going to take this horizontally, and we're going to fold these, and this does need to be fully into the middle because we're not folding this in half or anything. So this is just a marker, actually, for the weird, I don't even know what it's called. It's a really weird fold. It's kind of advanced, I would say, maybe, but it's not that bad. So, plus I'll walk you through it. That's the one thing I hate about origami books instead from YouTube or something, because all this in the book, it's just so hard to follow along, and YouTube, it's hands-on. So that's cool. Okay, so now we're going to take this, I can't think of it right now, there's horizontal, and we're going to take this adjacent to horizontal, and we're going to do one side at a time. So on the top, we're going to fold these, make sure they're perfectly in the middle. Now this might be a little challenging. Make sure to not make the final crease before lining it up with this. It needs to go to the middle down here. I ripped it a little bit. Doesn't matter. I don't think ripping it a little bit will stop anything, because I think this is going to be the back of it. But fold it to the middle, that middle line right here, and fold it so that it's in the middle line and it lines up perfectly with that side, like that. Do that with the other one. Fold it to the right now. Right to the middle. So that we get the same thing. Now here comes the hard part. Basically, watch closely, and this is going to happen 4 times during this video, so if you don't get it this time, watch another one. We're going to pull this down, and this should be a little bit rough. We're going to pull this down to the middle crease. And then basically this is the easy part. The hard part's just getting it down there. We're going to push until this crease lines up with that, and it should line up pretty much good. It should it should sort of like pop out like that. Once again, out to the middle. And then sort of pushing it like that, and then basically you get this. It's sort of like a 3D. It's sort of like a 3D couch or something. I don't really know. It kind of pops out. You just want to flatten that, and you want to make sure that these sides, which are going to be the little spokes of your ribbon, you want to make sure that these are nice and pointy, like that. It should look like a house now, kind of. Now, we're going to flip this over, and we're going to do the same exact thing to here. So I'm not going to go in depth about this because I just did. Just follow my lead. Perfect fold. Don't you love that when you make perfect folds and you just kind of smile, where you don't really have to troubleshoot or anything, you just make it perfect. I just did that with both of the sides. Okay, so once again, pull down to the middle. I would suggest the middle and lining it up with that side. So it's right on that middle line, not overlaying any. So if you've ever wondered where I learned my origami from, it's hugely Rob, a little bit of Tavin's origami channel, Tavin 15, and very little Tachi Mori. I've tried to learn his F-15 fighter jet, and it does not turn out good. There's a fold right there near the middle of that video that I can never do. And every time I do it, I get pissed. So, haven't tried it in a while. I might in a few years. I just can't get the inner fold right. Okay, this isn't turning out good. You don't want to see this. You want to see this, not that. That is a square tip, and we don't need that. So I'm just going to just try to get it as pointy as you can. I don't know how really to do that, how to refold this. Best I could do is find out. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit better. Let's just fold this up a little bit. Boom, boom. Oh, yeah. I got it pointy. You want these pointy because these are going to be the little spokes. Now, if you don't, there is a way to sort of, do this afterwards, and that might happen if you're folding something quickly, but I'm not going to go into that. Okay, so now that you have this, you'll have a square on the back, and you'll have these things. Now, basically, we're making easy folds. Now, you want these, basically, we're doing this, we're opening it up, and then we're sort of popping it, and we're going to fold it on itself. You want these to line up right with the center crease. These sides right here, about to right here, are not even going to be shown. They're going to be on the back. As you can see, these, that's what these are. But we're going to be using these right here, for the little spokes, I'll call them. So we're going to do that on all sides, trying to line them up as best you can. This one's turning out really, really good, but sometimes you think it's going to turn out good and it doesn't. That happens sometimes. I would suggest flattening it, turning it over, because if you flatten